One of Sega's last consoles was the Dreamcast. You still might want to play games from that system in the modern day, but you might not have the console anymore. One way you can do it is through Redream. It's a Dreamcast emulator and it's really easy to set up. Today I'm going to talk you through everything you need to know to get you started. Firstly, you want to go to redream.io. On the homepage you'll have the option to download for desktop or for Android. This guide is going to take you through the PC version of Redream. So we're going to click on desktop, and on the next page you'll be asked to upgrade to premium. This is completely optional, but if you do choose to upgrade, you'll be given high definition visual improvements, multiple save slots per game, and a custom role on the Redream Discord. If you don't want to do that, you can just scroll down and find all of the releases of this emulator. We're going to choose the 1.50 version, and you can download this for Windows, Mac, Linux and Raspberry Pi. Just click on the icon for your system to download it. You don't have to extract the Redream application from the zipped folder. You can just click through and open it up, but we are going to unzip it. Once that's done, you can delete the zipped folder. You don't need it anymore. Redream will automatically create certain files when you do certain things, such as saving a game for the first time. To keep things organised within this main directory, we're going to create a folder called ROMs. This is where you're going to be storing all of your games. Once that's done, you can open up Redream. When in the application, there's no BIOS that you'll need to add, but what you will need to do is a little bit of setup before you get going. As you can see, when you first open your games library, it will be empty. What we need to do is go over to the library tab and press add directory. Then go through your system files until you find the ROMs folder that you created earlier. When you've added that folder to the directory, games should then start to appear in the games tab, as long as you've got some on your system and within that same folder. Then all you need to do is click on them to play. Any game that you then add to the ROMs folder at a later date should then automatically appear within the Games tab of Redream. If for whatever reason it doesn't, go to the ROMs folder and make sure it's extracted and not in a zipped folder. Something to note, the emulator supports GDI, bin/Q, CHD or CDI disk images. However, not all of these images are created equal, and Redream strongly advises against using CDI images. Before you begin to play, you might want to set up your inputs. Redream can use a mouse and keyboard input if that's all you've got, but if you want to use a controller, you can set that up as well. Go over to the input tab, and the control ports in this example are listed from 0 to 3, so port 0 is the player 1 port. Older versions may list these as A to D. By default, this will say keyboard, but it should change to display your controller if you plug one in. If it doesn't, you can just click on the input and manually change it yourself. You can set the analog dead zone simply by clicking on the box to change its value, anything from 0 to 21%. If you want to do custom keybinds, click on custom binds. This will bring up a Dreamcast pad, and then you're able to click through and change any button functionality that you wish. In this example, I'm using an Xbox controller and it seems to have mapped everything automatically. But if you did want to change something, just click on the function that you wish to change and then press the new button that you want it to be mapped to on your controller. This page will automatically save. There's no exit button for this menu, so all you need to do is press input at the top or any of the other tabs. If you make a mistake, you can just press reset binds to go back to the default configuration. Up next, it's the video tab, and these options are all quite simple. Window mode puts you in either windowed or full screen, simply by clicking on the box. Window size alters the resolution of the emulator. The game aspect ratio can also be set, either 4:3, 16:9 or stretch format. I tend to leave frame rate skip to auto, but you can change this if you wish, and I also leave the frame rate counter off, but again you can turn it on if you want to. Polygon saw accuracy you can change from per strip to per pixel up to 64 layers. Again, to change any of these settings, just hover over the box until it turns blue and click inside the box to change the setting. The final thing is System. Here is where you can change the system's region from USA, Europe or Japan at the click of a button, simply by clicking in the region box. You can also change the language by doing the same thing, with English, German, French, Spanish, Italian and Japanese all available. The broadcast option is similar to the game's region, with NTSC and PAL versions available. And that's it. That is how you can set up Redream, the Dreamcast emulator. If you want to know more about Redream, some of the other guides will be covering how to set up cheats for the system and also how to manage saves. A link to those will be at the end of this video, and if this guide was useful, feel free to drop the video a like and subscribe if you want to see more in the ultimate guide to Dreamcast emulation.